It's 2025 and you still don't know how to do your makeup. That stops today.
Bitch, your game, pop your shit, say something pretty, let's stay thick, beef with who she got the right one. All these bad bitch, they got the like none. Pretty on flick, I got the type one. Make one, take it, I got the right one. These fat bitch, you like is my son.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. If you're a returner, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing y'all my go-to makeup routine. I do this makeup literally for everything. I might change a couple things depending on the event or where I'm going. Majority of my products are not expensive, so this is, I would say, drugstore friendly, beginner friendly for sure. Okay, I'm not gonna do too much talking. I'm just gonna jump right in it so y'all can learn how to beat them faces. The first thing you want to do when it comes to your makeup is make sure you start with a clean face. Your face is a canvas. You want a clean canvas to start with. My face has already been washed. I use the CeraVe foaming cleanser to wash my face, the oil-free one. Use whatever works for you. That's what works for me. Next, after you wash your face, the next and most important step is skin prep. Skin prep is basically another layer of primer, if you will. It just gives like another level of grip for your makeup. So for my skin prep, I use the hyaluronic acid serum from Good Molecules. And then I go in with this as Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power serum. And then I moisturize. Y'all, you have to moisturize. That is like, if you don't do nothing else, moisturize, bro. Moisturize, because we don't want no dry skin. I use the Holy Hydration Elf Skin Daily Moisturizer. Or I'll use the little Roche-Posay, this one right here. Or I'll use this sometime. I haven't used this in a minute actually. I've already skin prepped, so I don't have to do that part. After you skin prep, your next step is going to be your primer. You want to use a tacky primer, or if you're like oily, you might want to put a mattifying primer in your T-zone. Like me, I'm very oily, but I don't put a mattifying. I don't have one. I do, but I don't really like it. But if you're oily, you can put a mattifying primer in your T-zone, and that'll like help with the oil control, and then a grip primer everywhere else. Okay, so I use the Elf Power Grip Primer. You can get this from Walmart or to Sephora, the website, the Elf website, whatever. It's the big one is $10, the small, the mini is $5, and it just came out with a jumbo one that's $15, I think. But I use this flathead brush to apply my primer. You don't have to use a brush. You can use your finger, but I don't know, I just feel like I have better control when I use a brush. So I just squeeze it onto the brush and just apply it all over my face. Once I do my primer, you can use it like a little fan to dry down, but I like to let my primer dry down on its own. While my primer dries, I'm going to do my brows. I use the NYX Professional Makeup, the brow glue. Let's see if I can get some out there, because I only have like, can y'all see like that little small bit? That's literally all I got. Okay, yeah, I got some. So with my brows, I just take the gel and I gel them up. I put Veet on my eyebrows. That's why they're so thin. My eyebrows are not this thin, so don't mind it. Just take the brow gel and I brush my brows up. Once you brush them up, you want to like drag them to their shape. So like I would go like this, so they look like natural. They look like their natural brow shape. This is how they look with just the gel on them. Okay, next, since they're dry now, I use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Black. This is what it looks like. It has a spoolie on one end and then like the pencil on the other end. I'm going to try my best to show y'all how I do my brows without like messing up. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I start right here And I'm going to draw a line under my brow to define, not define the arch, but like follow its natural brow shape, if that makes sense. So I can't look at y'all and do it, so I'm gonna look in this mirror and try to keep my eyebrow in the frame. Like that. And then for the top, I'm gonna start at the tail and bring a line down and just kind of fill that line in. And then I'm just gonna do some going straight up, just like some hair-like strokes, but not too dark because you don't want no dark brown. Like that. So this is a before and this is an after. So now I'm gonna do the same thing to this brow. Okay, so these are my brows. My brows never look alike. Your brows are sisters, not twins. So sometimes you're gonna have them days when they just twins. Some days you're gonna have days when they're sisters. You might even have a day when they're cousins. But as long as they look somewhat alike, you'll be fine. Okay, now I'm gonna conceal my brows. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty concealer. I'm in the shade 460W. This is one of my brightening concealers. This is not a drugstore product, by the way. But with this, all I'm going to do is go under my brow, like how I did with the pencil. But you want to do it, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try not to like touch my brow. And I'm going to use a little angled brush to apply it. And I always start like, I draw a line in the middle, connecting the brows, and then I'll do the up one of them. And then I'm dragging that excess concealer down so to make it easier to blend. Oh, I got some on my brow now. And then do the same thing to the other brow. I'm gonna fix it by just going back in with the pencil and going over it. So now I'm gonna let this sit for a little minute. This is what they're looking like. Letting your concealer sit gives it like more of that full coverage look, which is what you want. So while this sits, we're gonna move on to the face. So by now your primer should be, you know, tacky. You don't want to let your primer dry all the way down. I'm gonna use that same Rare Beauty concealer for under my eyes, but I'm gonna go right under like this on my chin. I don't put a lot on my chin, just like a little line. And then right here. And you want to let that sit and dry down for a little bit too, so you can get more of that full coverage look. Okay, the concealer under my brows should be about dry, so I'm going to blend that concealer out. I think I got this brush out of one of those Profusion brow boxes that my mama had. And I just use this to blend it out, and I just blend the concealer all the way out. Like I'll bring it down here on my eyelids, just everywhere. You don't want no harsh line of concealer under your brow, but when you blend it, you still want to blend so it don't touch your brow. You don't want to get no concealer on your brow. But yeah, just bring it all down because you're gonna cover it up anyway later. Okay, I blended the concealer. Okay, now that I did my brows, blended my concealer and all that, I'm going to blend the concealer on my face, under my eyes and stuff. And I'm using a Real Techniques brush. This is the nose shadow brush, but it's like just kind of slanted. When I do my concealer, I blend the opposite way of how I applied it. So I start with my chin and make my way up. And I make sure I buff the edges out because you don't want nothing to look harsh. Then move up here. And blending does take time, y'all. Like, that's one thing I had to learn as I was learning to do my makeup. Blending your concealer literally takes time because, like, you want it to be smooth. You don't want it to be hard and with harsh lines and make everything look rushed. You want it to look like butter. Okay, so my concealer is all blended out. I hope it don't look like too, I don't know, filtered with this ring lamp. Okay, that look better. That look way better. So y'all can actually see like what I look like. So next, after I do my concealer, I like to go in with cream blush. I'm gonna do this one because I haven't used this blush in a minute, and I really like this blush. I got this from Shein, from She Glam. It's, what's the shade? Night Drive. It's a purple blush, and I haven't used it in like a minute, but this is what it looks like. Just a dark purple blush. So I just take this and I do 3 dots going upward. And to blend it, I'm gonna use a Real Technique brush. It just says 402. This is a setting brush. Majority of my Real Technique brushes came from Ross. Go get y'all some cheap brushes, bro. But I'm just gonna lightly blend this. And I like my blush kind of placed high and like kind of under my eyeball a little bit. And a lot of people sleep on Shein's makeup, but y'all, I only had this blush from there, and this blush is very pigmented. Like, look, do y'all see how pigmented that is? Yes, she's that girl. I don't know, I just get new products and I stop using my old ones. But yeah, and then I'm gonna blend this side. And if you think you put too much, don't be scared, because you can fix it. Like, you might have to get like a clean brush to try and take some of the excess off, or like a beauty blender. Your powder will cover it up. Like, don't be scared if you went too blush heavy, because you're gonna cover it up anyways. And I always put a little on my nose. So this is my liquid blush. I know I'm giving clown, I know, but it's gonna eat in the end, I promise. So next I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. I'm in the shade 8. And I put this where I didn't put concealer, so really just like right here and right there. And I use this as a foundation if I don't want to use a foundation. And I'm just going to use a beauty blender. Sometimes I use my brush, sometimes I use a beauty blender, but I feel like you get the same results, honestly. But I'm just going to blend it, and I'm going to make sure y'all blended it like kind of into your blush and stuff too, because you don't want no harsh lines. You want everything to look blended. And then do the same thing over here. And then with the excess on this, I just take it and put it on my forehead, because I don't really put makeup on my forehead for real. Okay, now I'm going to set my under eyes. Well, I'm going to set everywhere I put concealer. With a pressed powder, I use the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 360 Mocha. And I just take my powder puff and I rub this. Do it just like that. And then pat it onto the back of my hand, like kind of rub it and pat it onto the back of my hand so it can like smooth out. And I go like right under my eye with it. And then go under my other eye, and I'm gonna do this everywhere I put concealer. Okay, so You see how some of my blush got hid? That's why I said do not be tripping when you go a little blush head, because you're gonna hide it. I'm going to move on onto my powdered bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with my Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Dark. And it has these two duos, and I normally go for this one or I'll mix it. I only mix it if I feel like I need to go a little darker. And I'm just using this fluffy brush. I think I got these off of Amazon. And I'm just gonna put my bronzer kinda how I put my blush, but not directly under my eye. And just a little up here to blend it. Then I like to go in with my NYX Buttermilk bronzer. This is Butter Than You. I only use a little of this. This is so pigmented and it's very dark. So I only use like just a little to kind of deepen my bronzer. It smells really good though. After my powdered bronzer, I go in with my powdered blush. Since I did my purple blush today, I'm going to use this Juvia's Place Volume 1. And I'm going to take this dark purple shade up here. And I just take another one of those fluffy brushes that I got from Amazon. And make sure you tap the excess off. And just put it, just to bring your blush back. And then a little on my nose. Like, blush on your nose is the cutest thing ever. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to bake our face. I used the Huda Beauty. Is it Huda? Huda? I don't know. Beauty Easy Bake in the shade Peach Pie, y'all. This powder is so good. I love it. I love everything about this powder. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with my pressed powder. Put it on the back of my hand to kind of smooth it out. And I'm only gonna put this under my eye like that. I'm gonna do it just like that. While we sit and let that bake, I let it sit for maybe 45 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow. I never do like something just, you know, wild with my eyeshadow. I use this contour palette from e.l.f. It's in the light medium shade. I don't even know if they make this no more. They probably do, but this is what it looks like. And I always use that dark one, as y'all can see. But I just take that on this. This is an e.l.f. brush, but the words faded off, so I don't know which one it is. And I just take this on my eyelid. And I make sure I kind of blend it close to my brow bone just a little. Because I just like the way they look when your eyeshadow is kind of blended up there. And then since it's contour, I normally take a little and just put it right here on my nose. I don't know what it is, but I love the way I look when I'm baking. Like, I feel like I look so cute. Like, I wish I could just walk around like this. But and also, y'all, the Huda Beauty, you know, is on the more expensive side, but a great alternative for it is the e.l.f. HD powder. This is what I used to use before I got it, because like it's literally almost gone. This is a good alternative too. e.l.f. is just that girl. I'm sorry, like anything e.l.f. makes is just that girl. I've been baking long enough, so I'm gonna take my same powder puff, but I'm gonna like dust the powder off, and I'm gonna tap this into my skin. And now I look all blurred. Like, it looks very mattifying. I love that powder. And I just blend to make sure all the powder is blended. Like, you don't want to see no white powder left on there. Okay, next we're going to set our face with a setting spray. I'm going to use this Milani Make It Last Original. I got this from Walmart. Milani, she works. Yeah, I still have like a little transfer when I use Milani, but it's not like a bad transfer. But I just shake it up and I spray my face, and I do go kind of crazy with this because, like, I don't know, I love setting spray. So now that I look like this, I am going to use my fan to go ahead and dry it down. I like an orange pumpkin. Okay, my face is not all the way dry yet. It's still dry, but I'm gonna let it dry on its own. So while it's doing that, I'm gonna put me some lashes on. I'm using this Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. Okay, so it comes out white, but it dries clear. So I don't put my lash on until this dries clear. So while this dries clear, I'm gonna do my lip combo. I'm gonna use this brown Kiss liner that I got from the hair store. And I'm gonna outline my lips. I'm also going to go in with like this darker brown liner. I got this from the hair store too, but all the words are faded off. So I don't know what the name of it was, but it's just this kind of chubby liner. And I'm going just to darken this up a little bit. Like that. And I like kind of block my lips together so my liner can blend. Or you can use a Q-tip, but I'm out of Q-tips. And I'm just going to put a clear gloss on top of this. This is the Ruby Kiss Hydrate Lip Oil. This is so good, y'all. This came from the hair store. Okay, so since my glue is dry, I'm gonna put these lashes on. Okay, lashes are on. Now I'm gonna put on some mascara on my bottom lashes because by the time I'm done my makeup, my bottom lashes are covered in powder and concealer and all that. So this is the Great Lash Maybelline Waterproof Hydrofuge mascara. I got this from, I think I got mine from Ross when I was out of town because I was in need of one. So I'm just gonna put this on my bottom lashes just to bring them back to life. And my last step that I do is I put I do my waterline. I use a black, I don't have an eyeliner pencil, so I use a lip pencil, a black lip pencil to do it. I use this NK New York lip pencil in the shade black. And I got this one from the hair store as well. But all I do is I just take a powder puff and I use it to like pull my eye down, and I'll put this in my waterline. Okay, so this is how my makeup came out. My little makeup routine that I do basically every time that I'm gonna go somewhere. Yeah, she's tea. And normally my makeup does last all day, but like I said, I have very oily skin, so it's like sometimes I might have to reapply my powder, you know, in my T-zone area just because I get so oily. But other than that, I really never just have problems with my makeup. I want to show y'all how it looks in the bathroom too, just so y'all can see it like in a different lighting. So this is how it looks in a different lighting, but this is how it looks in my bathroom. I am taking it, honey. That was my little makeup routine very easy, very beginner friendly. If y'all have any tips for me, let me know, because I am still learning. If y'all want like a more in-depth routine one day, just let me know in the comments below. Okay y'all, so that concludes my video today. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.